looks like Hiro Shishigami is finally about to change his ways, and it's all thanks to Pubehead. Excuse me, it's all thanks to Shion. This is a very heartwarming episode of Inuyashiki, and honestly, I did not expect that after all the blood, guts, murder, kill that we've gotten over the last couple of weeks. But it looks like Hiro Shishigami is trying to change his ways, and it's all thanks to Shion, of course. Of course, this is after his big massacre, after killing all of those internet trolls, and he almost straight up kills Shion in this episode right here, where he decides to take her for a ride by flying around in the city skies, which is not like all heartwarming and fun like Superman and Lois. It's more kind of murdery. It's really freaking disturbing. But, well, honestly, this scene is important because it's what finally actually pulls Hiro back to some sense of sanity, at least, where Shion is not upset over the fact that she's about to be killed, but over the fact that Hiro is going to leave both her and her grandmother, which is something that very much deeply saddens her, and in many ways, this is something to do, of course, with her parents' death, as she sort of sees Hiro as sort of like this replacement for her family, and for him to leave, despite the fact that he's some sort of crazy, psychopathic killer, is something that would just completely wreck her world. And this moment is the turning point for Hiro, when he realizes that he might be able to have a normal life with this girl, and maybe even repent for the terrible things that he's done by saving people. And that's when we finally get the saving people montage of Hiro going around and curing the people of Japan. It's all done first with this one story about this woman who has terminal cancer, who only has a couple of months to live, and we get to see everything go on in like the final days of what is supposed to be the end of her life. And it is just disturbing, to say the least. It is so heartbreaking to watch this woman break down in a park, in public, screaming at the top of her lungs that the only thing she wants is to live. And then eventually she finds the miracle cure that is Hiro Shishigami, and that's when he begins his campaign of healing people, very similar to Ichiro Inuyashiki. The only difference is with Ichiro, he sort of did it under the cuff. He didn't be so loud about it. Hiro was basically putting out tweets and using social media to bring awareness to himself, and ultimately this is probably what's going to lead to something very bad in the next episode of the series, as now that it seems like he's a good superhero and saving people and might even have something of a real relationship with Shion, it looks like their house is about to be busted in by some sort of special forces group which is looking for Hiro and trying to take him down for his previous crimes. So what's the rundown on this week's episode of Inuyashiki? Like, this episode is such a mindfuck, to be perfectly honest. Especially because they do a great job of actually making you feel some sympathy for Hiro a little bit in this episode. He might even have reclaimed like a very small amount of his humanity. And that's another thing. This is an episode that I think is great for people to watch just for their introspective thoughts and to see what they all individually have to say about it. It's very much a interpretation type of episode. You know, it brings up the question of if someone actually did these terrible things by doing like what Hiro is doing, does that like resolve them of any crimes that they've actually done? I mean, that's something that you really need to ask yourself. I actually felt myself thinking, wow, Hiro actually turned things around. Of course, it'll never change for all of the things that he's done for people in the past and the people's lives that he's destroyed. But I mean, like, does this make him like a much better person in doing this? It's strange. But let's get to the elephant in the room. The thing that we all know is going to happen. The special forces are going to come in. They're going to cause all sorts of hell, and they're probably going to end up killing Shion and her grandmother in the process, which is going to lead to Hiro just going freaking insane. Because that's the thing. Throughout this entire episode, even though all this was happening with Hiro claiming that he's going to save people and do all this crap, my only thought was, what's going to snap him back to being a psychopathic killer? What's it going to be that's going to bring him back to those like crazy days? And this is what it's going to be. I mean, if it's not, I will eat my shoe. I mean, this is what it has to be. I really hope I don't have to eat my shoe. I'm pretty sure I'm calling this one right here. What I will say is this is another good episode of Inuyashiki. The production value is still pretty good for the most part. Some parts it looks a little meh, but for the most part, it looks really great in this episode. And it was a little different in this one because it was spending a little more time with Hiro. We didn't really see anything from Ichiro. I like to imagine we're waiting for that moment where he finally is going to return, and he's probably going to be well more trained up by Ando. So, good episode right here. Really great cliffhanger ending, which makes me totally want to watch next week's episode. Can't wait to see it. Still one of the best shows of the anime season, and if anything, I look forward to just watching the intro every week. This series has easily one of my favorite intros, and that's mostly because Man with a Mission is freaking awesome. So, there it is. 4 out of 5 for me. Check it out, guys. If any of you guys did watch the episode, make sure to tell me what you thought about it in the comment section below, and what you hope to see from the rest of Inuyashiki. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for more anime reviews. Like the video. I'll see you guys next time. And as always, stay down there, baby.